Third out, backhanded glove catch. No idea how I pulled that off. Let's take a look at some of my best plays this season playing men's softball. Of course, I'm going to show the good and the bad. I mean, honestly, this at-bat wasn't terrible, you know. The first pitch was right in front of the plate, good patience. And then this next pitch I hit up the middle. The shortstop was just there and they just got me. A little bit more hustle, maybe I would have been safe, but overall pretty good contact. This next at bat was definitely a lot more productive. The first pitch was on the plate for a ball. The next pitch was right behind the plate, called a strike. And this third pitch is when I hit it. It was a weak, weird little ground ball to third, and I was just able to beat it out at first. So the runner at second was out. So now runner on first, which is me. And the next batter was very patient. He was able to walk. So now we got runners on first and second. So I kind of started a little bit of a rally here. Now the next batter was able to get some production and hit it into center field. And all the way from second, I am scoring. Yeah, I got some speed to me. So that was a productive at bat and I ended up scoring. So overall, not bad. I would say another very solid at bat from me. I'm very patient at the plate. This first one was in. I mean, that is obviously a ball, but he called it a strike. This next one was outside on the other side of the plate. And this third pitch is what I swung at. Almost hit the pitcher there and just not fast enough to beat that out. But I mean, overall, pretty good contact as well there. I have very little pitching highlights because I'm not a great pitcher. I'm still learning. On this play, I should have probably ducked to kind of let the third baseman have a better throw, but it is what it is, overthrown and obviously safe at first. My biggest problem when it comes to pitching is literally just finding out where to release the ball. A lot of the times I'm a little too outside or I'm in front of the plate, or when I finally find my jam, I start pitching good, but people are just not able to make plays. I mean, for example, this one was a really tough play, but it just hurts so bad when you're in such a bad rhythm and then you start pitching good and then people aren't making plays. Here's another example, another tough play. Obviously, I mean, third base is so tough, but again, when your command is really bad and then you finally find that command, it's really hard to keep that because your confidence really goes down because you start giving up hit after hit after hit. So pitching, I mean, it looks very easy, honestly, but it's really not. It's really hard to locate the pitches in slow pitch softball, and you just gotta find your release point. I mean, I just walked a bunch of guys and it got to the point where it was just too much damage. And it was very, very hard to limit it. And it got to the point where the game was getting out of hand before we could even go up to bat. So after this last batter, that's when they decided to pull me, which I get it. I walked, I think, 3 or 4 batters, gave up 4 or 5 hits. So as you can imagine, I gave up a good amount of runs in this game. And again, we didn't even get a at bat yet. And what's funny is I had never played first base up to this point. The first baseman took to the mound. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm playing first base and I will figure this out. And I actually played very, very good. But before we get into first base, we gotta get into my hitting. This first pitch was way too high for a ball. This next one I smack up the middle. Of course, the guy going to second was out, but I beat it out and made a bad throw at first, so I was safe. This next one was hit to the pitcher, and he threw to first to get the final out of the inning, and that was it. At least I got on base. Here is some first base highlights, though. This first one was thrown and I was just tall enough to reach out and make the grab for the out. This next play was pretty tough. The third baseman probably should have held on to it. It was kind of a bad throw and I ended up having to hustle to the ball, and you know, they ended up scoring a run off of this. Maybe I could have gotten it, who knows. And now another at bat. You know, I'm very patient at the plate. This first pitch was way outside, so of course gotta hold off of that. This next one was just right, pitch up the middle, and they made a pretty good play at second for that out, but I forced them to have another bad throw. This next one was hit right to the second baseman, kind of hard to avoid the tag, and that was out number 3. Back to hitting highlights. The guy in front of me walks, so I am up to bat. Here we go. Another solid at bat. You know, I put together really good at bats. This first pitch is outside. Do not swing at that, of course. This next one was kind of in a good spot, but I fouled it off. So now I got protect. 1 ball, 2 strikes here, and it is outside. 2-2 count. I pop it up to the first baseman. Kind of hard to see. I was really mad at myself, but hey, patient at bat makes good, solid contact. Here's another good play at first base. They got the double play here. Nice reach by me to get the double play. Another first base highlight, because that's where I was this whole game. This was a nice scoop by me. I mean, that is a tough ball to scoop, especially for someone who has never played first. And now we are back to batting. Another solid at bat. This first pitch, way too high, outside, ball 1. Next one, right in front of the plate for another ball. And then I hit on the third one, and they just, it was pretty close. I wanted to go to second, but I ended up staying, and then I ended up getting there on a walk. Next one was a ground ball through for a base hit, and I stopped at third. So now we got runners on the corners, and the next batter hits it on a ground ball, and I am standing up, scoring a run, and, you know, just putting together some quality at-bats, and that's what matters the most. And speaking of quality at-bats, here is another very quality at-bat. The first pitch is way too high for a ball, and this next one was kind of close. I wanted to swing at that, but in front of the plate. 2-0 count, almost hits me, ball 3, which we count as a walk in slow pitch softball. The next batter sadly ends up grounding out to third base, and they throw it to first for the force out. And that ends the inning. I mean, at least I got on base and had another solid at bat. That's what matters the most to me. And my coach gave me some encouragement for a nice scoop the last game. And you guys saw that play as well. Here's another really good play by me. Ground ball over to short, throw to first, and I made a nice kind of kneeling play. I kind of got low and caught that for the out. Another ground ball to third base, on to first, and again, a big reach by me. I'm nice and tall, made a great play for the out. I try and play softball and baseball pretty much on the daily. So if you guys want more content just like this, highlights and just breaking down some plays and stuff like that, definitely let me know in the comments down below. I will be playing 2 baseball games tomorrow. I got 2 softball games on Monday and 2 on Wednesday. So I got a lot of content coming up very soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe if you're new, and I will catch you in my next one.